It's a feeling we all secretly dream of. That dusty box in the attic, the peculiar ornament from a grandparent, the overlooked trinket at a car boot sale. We hold it in our hands and wonder what if this is not just old but special? What if it holds a story, a secret, a value far beyond what the eye can see? For most of us, it remains a daydream. But every now and then, on a show like the BBC's Antiques Roadshow, we get to watch that dream unfold for someone else, and for a moment, it feels like it's happening to us. On a day filled with the usual buzz of hope and history at the Woodhorn Museum in Ashington, one man brought along a piece of his heart, and in doing so, gave the show one of its most electrifying moments in recent memory. The expert at the center of it all was Andy McConnell, a man whose passion for glass is so infectious, you can't help but be swept away by it. For 16 years, he's seen it all. But on this day, he was about to see something that would make him bubble over with a joy so pure it was television gold. The items in question were, well, tiny. Two small glasses, barely the size of a thimble, that you could easily dismiss. They sat on the table, unassuming and delicate. But when Andy McConnell laid eyes on them, something shifted. A spark ignited in his expression. This wasn't just another piece of glassware. This was, as he would declare, absolutely the cream. With a voice brimming with excitement, he turned to the owner. "These glasses are absolutely the cream," he repeated, his enthusiasm already palpable. He identified them as firing glasses, explaining their purpose with a cheerful demonstration. "Yes, here. Cheers, for toasting." He held the tiny object with a reverence that immediately told the audience this was special. Then came the million-dollar question, the one that hangs in the air at every roadshow table. So how on earth do you end up owning these wonderful little gems? This is where the story takes a turn from interesting to utterly captivating. The guest, a man with a clear passion for history, shared a tale that is the stuff of collectors' legends. "Well, I got a bit lucky really," he began, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to the expert's growing excitement. He had spotted them at an auction, not under a spotlight in a curated sale, but lost in a general lot, with a pre-sale estimate of a mere £50 to £70. Can you imagine the scene? The frantic flipping through a catalog, the sudden stop, the quick intake of breath. The guest knew. His collector's intuition, honed by years of passion, screamed at him. These weren't just £50 trinkets. Sadly, he wasn't the only one. "I pretty much knew what I thought they were," he admitted. "Sadly, they'd been spotted by somebody else, so they did go up in value, but I managed to win the lot." The bidding war must have been a tense affair. The price didn't just go up, it skyrocketed. The guest revealed he ended up paying a staggering £6,000 for them. Hearing this, McConnell, playing the part of the astonished observer, posed the question on everyone's mind. So what makes an apparently sensible person spend £6,000 on two glasses the size of a thimble? The owner's reply was the emotional heart of the entire segment. It was simple, profound, and utterly relatable. "They're local glasses," he said with a quiet pride. "I just like collecting things that come from Newcastle. It's beautiful stuff, it's just a passion." It was the perfect answer. This wasn't an investment strategy, it was love. A love for his home, for its history, for the tangible connection to the artisans who came before him. In that moment, he wasn't just a collector. He was a custodian of his city's heritage. Andy McConnell's face lit up. He had found a kindred spirit. This was the validation he needed to unleash his full, joyous expertise. "What do you recognize them as?" he beamed. Was the work of the Bilby family, William Bilby, who were in Newcastle. He pointed to the date beautifully enameled on the glass, 1768. "It's exactly what it says on the tin," he declared. He went on to describe the Bilbys not just as artisans, but as legends, Britain's leading enamelers, the greatest enamelers, working exclusively on glass. He gently turned the glasses, pointing out the exquisite details that made them masterpieces. He highlighted the Masonic compasses, symbols of a secretive and storied brotherhood, painted with a precision that defied the centuries. He drew attention to the Rococo-style white floral banding around the top, a delicate dance of ghostly white enamel on the crystal-clear glass. These weren't just objects, they were canvases telling a 250-year-old story of craftsmanship, camaraderie, and local pride. Then it was time for the valuation. The air grew thick with anticipation. McConnell, a master showman, didn't just give a number, he built the drama. He set the scene by recounting the recent history of other known